Was there something that struck you in anything you read that of hers, or any, you know, those images the beach, that whole thing that
all of them. Really, the gold chain that you have to, that one. Is that yours or is that Lynn's?
That was mine, but one of my few that I've come up with, but the beach.
The beach, washing up,
What's
up
left
onto
in
your
your
lap.
lap. Everybody loves that
Loves
one.
it.
Remember that?
Which one?
The beach. You used to say you would just sit
Just a
and
big beach. And the waves come up and the waves go down. And the beach comes back. Maybe has a new pebble or a new shell. We pick it up and look. And then another storm, but the beach still remains. I kept reaching for images that would decode my thinking. Authorize it, make it real. Oh, knowledge in a fist, meaning in a fist. I'll tell you a story about meaning in the fist. The first time I saw someone do family therapy from O2, a one-way screen, was Virginia Satir, whose book I worked on. I had never heard of family therapy. In fact, I now think of it more as a kind of eco-counseling, ecological counseling, not something called therapy or medicalized. But Virginia, the first time she let me watch her from behind a screen, these two parents dragged in this shamefaced boy, very handsome high school kid, who had gotten two of his student colleagues pregnant, not one, two. And he had on these white tight jeans, and he was sitting all bent over, and his parents were missionaries, and they were sitting all bent over on the other side of the room. It was a ghastly sight. She wore bright jewelry and she clanked. And she was a sizable lady. And you knew when Virginia was on the march. She goes over to this shamefaced boy and says, "Well, we know one thing. God gave you good seed." He rears his head up. And the parents look around, they're just astounded. That was what we came to call a positive connotation. But that was a meaning in a fist.
So I guess one of the things that really strikes me is that I, in my relatively limited understanding and reading, have not come across a lot of people who were involved both in sort of what I think of as modern or foundational marriage and family therapy, and then made that transition to the postmoderns. And I am aware of you as being a part of that moment, as a part of that transition. To me, that's an exciting transition, but my experience of it, right, is the transition from one semester to another of coursework. It's not, I was not I was alive, but I wasn't present for the shift in this field. And I'm just interested and curious, I guess, about what lets you be drawn from one to the other, what that letting go means and what that picking up means.
No, it's life-changing.
Yeah.
And you'll change into another life yet. Shut the light off, open the door, have the reflecting people come in, lock them out. No, that's just a joke.
And you carried all that on and taught us, and people in the United States then took on this way of thinking, and reflecting things became the norm eventually, at least when people are being taught, when they're students.
You remember when you were first taught how to make yeast dough? You have to roll it over and roll it over and roll it over. This is what this process of reflection is most like. And the key is the warmth of the human hand, running the dough over and over and over. And when that happens, much else can happen. Because the yeast blows up. You push it down because it's getting too high. And then it comes back again. And you put it in the oven and you have a delicious challah. I love the image of the challah because the strands go over and over each other. And you never know where the conversation is going to come out, this side or this side. And then if you're finished with the challah and it's et all up, you make another.
Each week you make another. Right.
Yes. And cutting to the hierarchy. The person who taught was the supervisor. People who were being taught were the subvisors. My word. We'll call them the supervisors.
Supervisors.
It's such an honor to be here, and to meet you, and the stories that you tell, the language that you use, and the images that you evoke in your writing are so powerful. And I just really appreciate having access to that language and those images because they are so powerful. And I think that in a lot of the work that I try to do in my brief experience, the power of these words and images for us as new therapists and for clients is so important.
Well, can you imagine how honored I am since I'm in a nursing home? And people would come to hear my voice or what I say. This is the ultimate irony.
How irony.
Well, people come here to die, not to live. But I am an incandescent wordsmith, and I bequeath that possibility to everyone here.
It's amazing to think of how a woman in the 50s and 60s, and in our time even, could have had the courage to say, this is not the way I think it ought to be. I have other ideas, and to really be forthright and to pursue her quest, to find her place where the concept of a systemic approach to supporting individuals with family and marital problems would have the kind of support that they needed. I wonder what it was in her biography that allowed her to be here today with a smile on her face, having published all the things that she published, having affected all the people that she affected in her lifetime. What was it that allowed her to sit with a smile on her face at this time, at the age of 93?
In another time, she could tell you many, many stories of how terrifying it was to be on a panel with all these men. You wrote a poem about these ego-driven men that were on the stage with her.
the men wouldn't let us talk, us women talk. And I had a button on my shirt that said, "Women who compete with men lack ambition." And I took it off, interrupting the men who were arguing. I called them the antlers. And I threw it in the audience. And I said, "This says women who compete with men lack ambition." And a feminist in the audience caught it and read it again. And I felt that's a way to get across. Mostly one doesn't get across.
I just keep wondering, what was it in your biography that gave you the strength and courage to pursue your ideas?
I think recently somebody said, "Do you believe in God?" As they often do in a lifetime. And I was struck anew. And I said, "I don't believe in God, that man sitting on a hill up there." And then it came to me, this was a month ago, but I believe in the sacred. And I knew people who had this quality of the sacred, rich or poor, man or woman. My mother was a sacred person, and they buried her where the Ganges and the Jamuna meet. I want you to tell the story of when you took me out for the first time, and we saw Judy in the audience of Garrison Keillor's talk.
Yeah. Little did we know the trouble he'd get into.
Yeah.
So many other men have. Yeah. There are probably thousands of others out there. But no, Lynn had lost one of her hearing aids, and had a little trouble hearing. Didn't help any. And it was a little cold in there, and she was cuddling up next to me. And it was very nice, and we listened.
Your warm arm.
Yeah. And on the way we got out, there was Judy, and
I saw Judy as we were leaving. And she was jumping up and down and pointing out into her husband, Alan. And I knew I'd hit it big.